I had something to say, Judge. Can I speak?
Sir, you have talked a lot. What else you need to know?
I ain't
What else
gonna
you need to
lie.
know?
This go hand in hand with what I was telling you, Judge, about the force situation, though. You know what I'm saying?
Sir, I didn't force you. You went to trial.
No,
You
you
didn't
said
expect
you said.
you didn't expect the dash cam.
Picture
That's
this. A driver stands in front of the judge, swears up and down he came to a complete stop, and tells her the whole encounter left him traumatized. 20 minutes later, that same driver is looking at a dash cam and admitting he might have had it backwards the entire time. That's exactly where this one is headed in Judge Hayward's courtroom. Isaiah Townsend steps up for a stop sign ticket, but the fine isn't what's eating at him. It's his CDL. He's trying to become a truck driver for UPS, and he needs to know if a no contest plea will get in the way. Judge Hayward is honest with him right away. Traffic court doesn't handle CDL regulations, and she can't promise him an outcome either way. She offers him a continuance so he can actually find that out before deciding anything. He waves it off, tells her he's trying to make this his last visit to her courtroom, and agrees to take the no-low plea instead. It seems settled. It is not.
okay, Mr. Brooks. He wishes to enter a NOLO to stop or yield sign violation.
It's $100 fine, Your Honor.
All right. Raise your right hand for me, Mr. Townsend. Do you solemnly swear or affirm any testimony you give in this matter will be true?
What?
Yes.
Okay, you can put your
What?
hand down. So you're before the court on State of Georgia versus Isaiah Jamel Townsend, 2025 TK 24652, stop or yield sign violation. You're entering a plea of NOLO. By doing so, you give up the right to have a trial by jury or judge. You give up the right to have the state prove your guilt beyond a reasonable doubt. You give up the right to have the presumption of innocence in your favor. You give up the right to confront witnesses, subpoena witnesses, present testimony and evidence on your behalf, to not incriminate yourself. And if you are not a United States citizen, a plea of guilty or no contest could negatively impact your immigration status. Do you understand all of these things?
I understand everything you said. Um,
Did you have a question?
I do.
Go
I
ahead,
don't, I
sir.
don't, I I don't think it's really a question. I think it's more of a statement.
Go ahead.
Um, like when I was talking to the people out there, they basically told me like they want me to feel comfortable with my decision.
Yes.
I'm gonna be honest, because I hate lying. I really feel like I'm forced. I really feel like I'm forced with the no-low because if I don't do the no-low, 9 times out
Well,
of 10, y'all gonna go with the
sir,
cop.
no, sir, first of all, anybody will tell you, police officers and everybody else, that I make my own decisions. I don't side with anybody, number one. Number two, it's your choice to make. I can't push you one way or the other. If you're not comfortable with the NOLO, we can do the trial. It is really, I don't have a dog in this fight, is what I'm trying to tell you. This is what I'm here to do. If bench trial day, I do bench trials. If people want to take the plea, sometimes it works out better for them, then take the plea. But I can't make the decision that you've had. You said you've been here 4 times, which means you've had at least 3 times between appearances to ask the questions you need to ask to know if a NOLO will benefit you or a trial will benefit you. But I can't tell you that, and you didn't do your due diligence. So don't say that we're forcing you to do anything.
I'm saying like the 3 times I came here, you was the same judge that the charge that I'm being charged for. I watched you allow 3 different situations to come up here and they all left dismissed. What I'm saying in my case is I may not be as lucky if I do the trial. I mean, and it might end up guilty, which
So
can.
what you're saying is I did side for the person coming up when I thought that they should have won their case, right?
No, no, no. What I'm saying is I sat back and I watched you 3 times in a row support the people that had my charge. But at the same time, what I'm saying is I don't want to gamble and take a risk thinking I'm them people and my outcome may be different. Does that make sense?
Yeah, your outcome could be different. I'm not gonna lie to you, but
So
it's
what I'm
depend.
saying is the difference is when you gave them people the opportunity, you gave them the opportunity to speak on the situation. At that time, that was the trial situation. What I'm saying is I could do that same thing and I may not be as lucky. So that's why I'm doing the no low. That's why I feel forced. Does that make sense? Because I
Well,
really want to go to trial.
we'll go to trial, sir. I'm not even going to take your no load. Let's go to trial. Mr. Brooks, you ready?
Yes. Yes, ma'am.
All right. So at trial, Mr. Townsend, the state has the burden of proving the case against you beyond a reasonable doubt. They're going to present their witnesses. You have the right to ask any question of any witness brought before this court. Please don't make any statements or say how you thought it was or tell the officer what you think happened until such time as we can determine that you are going to testify. The reason that is important is you have a right to remain silent. Anything that you say can be used against you in the prosecution of this case. And so we need to wait until you have decided to give up your right to remain silent in order to offer testimony if you choose to do so. Because the state has the burden and you have a right to remain silent, you do not have to give any testimony or evidence or make any statements. The court may determine this case based on the information presented by the state solely because they have to carry their burden beyond a reasonable doubt. Do you understand?
Yes.
All right. So this is case 2025 TK 24652 for stop or yield sign violation, Isaiah Jamel Thomas. Go ahead, Townsend. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Mr. Brooks.
Officer Hambrick, if you would activate your microphone. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Raise your right hand.
This next stretch is where the trial slows down, so we're cutting the raw footage here and walking you through it instead. Prosecutor Brooks calls his witness, Officer Stephen Hamburg, who's sworn in and spends the first few minutes laying groundwork, his time at the police academy, his assignment to Clayton County's Sector 2, and his training in traffic law. Necessary for the record, but not exactly riveting television. Once the formalities clear, Hamburg gets to what matters. He testifies that around 2:42 in the morning on November 19th, he was parked facing the intersection of Walker Road and East Fayetteville Road, with his dash cam pointed at it, and he watched Townsend's Ford Fusion roll through the stop sign without stopping. He's clear the sign wasn't blocked, the intersection had a working, blinking red light, and there was no stop bar to complicate things. Townsend's side declines to ask him a single question. That silence says more than it seems to.
All right. Did the state have additional evidence or witnesses to present?
The state rests, Your Honor.
All right. So, Mr. Townsend, you have the right at this time, if you wish, to give up your right to remain silent, to offer testimony in this case. You are not required to. The state has the burden of proving the case against you beyond a reasonable doubt. If you wish to present evidence and testimony, you may do so. Do you wish to do that, sir?
I do wish to make a statement, yeah.
All right. Raise your right hand for me. Do you solemnly swear or affirm any testimony you give in this matter will be true?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, you can put your hand down. So you have the right to remain silent under the Fifth Amendment of the Constitution of the United States. Do you wish to give up that right to remain silent and offer testimony in this case?
I wish to speak.
Okay, that means you wish to give up your right to remain
That's
silent.
correct. That's correct.
Okay. All right, go ahead and tell me what you wish me to know.
All right, so I'm gonna start from the beginning.
Okay.
I work at UPS. I went to work at 10 o'clock. I got off at 2 o'clock. Um, my girlfriend had left her key in my car, and she asked me to come drop it off to her when I get off of work because she had to be to work at 6 a.m. So I told her originally, it's Riverdale. I'm cool. I ain't got time for the police. Long story short, she was adamant about not being late to work. So I decided to get off work at 2 o'clock. I arrived in Riverdale around 2:30. I got to that stop sign. It was probably like 2:35, 2:40, no later than that. When I tell you, it was no vehicles in sight. It was no vehicles in sight. That includes law enforcement vehicles, any vehicle on the road. I was the only person on the road. Not only that, um, I heard about Riverdale is one of the worst areas to, deal with law enforcement in. So I'm real cautious when I'm in that area, even to this day. I just was there yesterday in the same location where he said he pulled me over at. Anytime I'm in Riverdale, I always make sure that, what I'm saying, I'm focused on the traffic laws because, I haven't been in trouble with the law criminal wise or traffic wise for years. So for me, I take it very personal to keep my traffic record clean when it comes to law enforcement. So when I came to that stop sign that night, I know for a fact that I stopped. Not only did I stop, maybe 50 yards down the road, I saw the officer put on his blue lights. He had to catch up to me. I had already slowed down and stopped at the time. And then he came and got out the car, asked for my driver's license and all that. He called two more officers. He never spoke to me once he grabbed my license. Like once he grabbed my license, he went back to the car. He had the other two officers basically stand there with me the entire time. And then I asked them, can I speak to him? And he basically ignored me. Like the only time he spoke to me was when he had my license, and then he went to his car, had the officers wait there. Then he came back, gave me the ticket. He basically told me, like, if I don't sign this ticket, he gonna take me to jail. He also searched my car because he said my car smelled like weed. I don't smoke weed. So my personal interaction, he's the first police officer in the state of Georgia that ever pulled me over. I've never been in contact with no police in the state of Georgia. He's the first one. And when I tell you, he was very rude, and he was upset that he didn't find nothing in my vehicle because he said it smelled like weed. I had already told him, my girlfriend, she do smoke weed, so I had explained that to him, like, hey, earlier in the day, she might have been in the car smoking a joint or whatever the case may be. He didn't want to hear that. So he searched my car. Once he didn't find nothing in my car, and once he seen that I didn't have like a warrant or nothing like that, that's when he told me, all right, look, I'm gonna give you this ticket. And I tried to communicate with him. The other officers, they was very polite, they was very professional. He was the only one that, I felt like, I just felt uncomfortable around him. You know what I'm saying? I felt like he was very unprofessional. And every time I tried to speak to him with common courtesy and decency, it was like, nah, I'm good. Like it was a bad experience, long story short. You know what I'm saying? I was trying to help my girlfriend out so she could make it to work on time. And I already knew I didn't want to do it, but I tried to help her. And then in return, you know what I'm saying? I ended up getting a ticket. I've been in Georgia for 3 years. I've never, ever been in trouble with the law, whether it's a ticket or whether it's criminal, until I met this officer. And what I'm saying is, when I go to the NOLO thing, when I was saying about being forced, in my mind, I really do want to resolve this case. But at the same time, I don't want it to come back and bite me in the butt later in the future. You know what I'm saying? Because, like you said earlier, you only deal with what you deal with. You don't know the CDL side of it. So basically, what I'm saying to you is, I didn't do what he said I did. You know what I'm saying? And I know for a fact that I stopped at that stop sign. Even to this day, I'm traumatized from the stop. When I tell you, is no, like yesterday, I was at that stop sign. I was at that stop sign yesterday. It was no cars in sight. I made sure I stopped there because I didn't want another opportunity where an officer like this would say, hey, you ran a stop sign. And all reality is like, bro, nobody was out there. It was almost 3 a.m. I was coming from work to get my girlfriend her key. And next thing I know, I'm being pulled over and my car is being searched. You got 3 officers in total there. And then when I try to speak to him, it's like two of them was professional and he was the only one that, he was upset that he didn't have nothing on me. You know what I'm saying? So I just feel like, basically I feel violated. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I went with the trial situation, because I felt like I wanted to be heard. You know what I'm saying? He was heard. I should be heard. You know what I'm saying? I don't have a track record of, tickets or DUIs or anything like that other people do. It's very important to me that I keep my nose clean because I'm trying to be a better person in life through the CDL situation. I can't, mess that up. And if I do mess that up, then it's like, all right, what position do that put me in? I work at UPS. They got, tractor trailers and stuff like that. They basically put you through a class, and then once you pass the class, you now work for UPS as a CDL Class A driver. This situation with this officer has literally traumatized me to the point where I don't know if I'm gonna be able to pursue that anymore. You know what I'm saying? So it's like I'm just trying to resolve this case. I don't, and that's it, basically.
If this case already has you hooked, you're in the right place. Like and subscribe to Court with Mia. I cover the most epic, jaw-dropping court cases you won't believe are real.
All right, Mr. Brooks.
Mr. Townsend, you advised that you got off of work at about 2 o'clock in the morning, correct?
Correct.
And you got to the traffic intersection about 2:40 roughly.
235, 240.
2:35, 2:40, and you also testified that that you were trying to get to your girlfriend's house before 6 o'clock because she was adamant that she could not be late for work, correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay, and your girlfriend, she lived somewhere in the area?
From the stop sign, I would say no more than maybe 6 minutes, 5 minutes.
Okay, 6 minutes, 6 to 5 minutes from the stop sign. And when you got to that intersection, it was nighttime or early morning, right?
Correct.
And your testimony is that you didn't see any vehicles in the intersection, right?
Obviously, I was looking straight. I didn't see him. I looked in the rear view. I didn't see him. You have to come to the stop sign and look left and right. That's the purpose of a stop sign. So once I looked at all four situations, that's when I pursued. Once I went past that stop sign, it was probably 50 feet. I seen blue lights. I immediately pulled over. Immediately when I saw them lights.
So you never saw the officer in the intersection, correct?
There was no officer at the intersection. If
Okay.
anything, there's a store at the top of that hill. I don't know the name of that store, but there's a store at the top of that hill, and then there's the stop sign. From the store to the stop sign, I stopped at the stop sign. I went past the stop sign. That's when I saw the blue lights, and then I
Okay.
pulled over, and then he got behind me.
Okay. You were driving a Ford Fusion, a black Ford Fusion,
Yes, sir.
2015.
Yes, sir.
Investigator Ecure, if you could activate your camera. Your Honor, does the state have the ability to share screens?
Sure.
Investigator, if you could open that screen larger, if that's possible. Okay. Now, Mr. Townsend, the intersection, and that intersection is a fairly dark intersection, correct?
Yes.
Okay, and it has a blinking red light to also indicate that there's a stop sign in that area, correct?
I never seen the blinking stop sign. I go through there daily.
Not a blinking stop sign, a blinking red light.
There's no blinking red light there that I see. There is a
Okay.
red stop sign there for sure.
Okay. I'm going to show you a video, and I want you to see. I want you to tell me if this is if this is what you remember from the stop. Mr. Townsend, do you recognize that vehicle?
My vehicle, yes.
That's your vehicle?
It's not my vehicle, but I was driving it at the time, yes.
You were driving that vehicle?
Yeah.
And would you say that this video is a truthful and accurate reflection of what happened on that night?
I still don't remember seeing that red blinking sign. But
Okay.
Brooks doesn't let the story sit for long. He walks Townsend back through his own timeline, the 12-hour shift, the 2:35 a.m. arrival, the claim that no vehicles were anywhere in sight, and then he pulls up the dash cam footage right there in the courtroom. Townsend watches it and immediately says he doesn't remember seeing a blinking red light at all, even though he swears he drives through that same intersection every single day. Brooks plays it again, slower this time, and starts asking pointed follow-up questions. Does he see the intersection now? Does he see the officer's car pointed straight at it? Piece by piece, the confident testimony from a few minutes earlier starts to soften. He admits he can see it now. He admits the officer's angle was clear. He still won't say outright that his car failed to stop. Not yet, but the distance between his story and the video is shrinking fast, and everyone in that courtroom can see it happening in real time.
Anything else, Mr. Townsend?
yeah, now that I looked at the video, I think I understand what happened.
Got him. We fucking got him.
No. I didn't peep. I just off the video.
That's not me, Mr. Townsend. I think somebody has their mic on.
You said again?
I said that wasn't me laughing. That's somebody with their mic on.
I ain't tripping on the laughing. I'm watching the video and it just played back in my mind from that night.
Okay.
This is like a month or two ago. Like a lot go on. So based off the video, let's go back into what I said earlier about me getting off work, because that was very important. When I got off work, I had just worked probably like a 12-hour shift, And I think that based off looking at the video, I might have been wrong. I might have been wrong. And if I'm wrong, I'm man enough to say I'm wrong. You know what I'm saying? So based off the video, me looking at it go through the intersection, the officer was right. And I think at that time, I probably just, I don't want to say I was tired and fatigued and probably dozed off. But based off looking at the video, I think that's what happened. And I think that's why I did go through the stop sign. Now that I'm actually looking at the video.
All right. Anything else at this time?
No.
All right. You can take the dash cam down, Mr. Investigator Akure. Does the state have anything at this time?
No additional witnesses.
All right. Mr. Townsend, the court has reviewed the testimony in this case, both the testimony of the officer who responded and also the testimony, your testimony, and the video that was introduced into evidence of the actual traffic event. The court is going to find you guilty of the event guilty of the offense of stop or yield sign violation. Does the state have a recommendation for sentencing?
So $200 fine.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, a $200 fine, yeah.
All right, the fine will be $200. It'll be $298 with the surcharges. And sir, I can give you up to 60 days to pay without putting you on probation, or I can give you for a probation, 12 months probation to pay the fines and fees. Did you want to pay it today, or did you need 30 days or 60 days?
I need 60 days.
All right. So what I'm going to ask you to do now is you're going to go downstairs to the second floor. Please do not skip this stop. You're going to go to the second floor to the traffic court window. They're going to give you your paperwork. They're going to give you all the information about how to pay. You can pay online or by phone or coming back to that window to pay in person. Please remember that if you fail to pay, an arrest warrant could issue, and you do not want that. The total will be, I think, $298. You can head down to the second floor for me. Thank you. All right, are we ready on Lewin?
I had something to say, Judge. Can I speak?
Sir, you have talked a lot. What else you need to know?
I ain't gonna lie. This go hand in hand with what I was telling you, Judge, about the force situation, though. You know what I'm saying?
Sir, I didn't force you. You went to trial.
No, you said
you didn't expect the dash cam. That's all. That's the only difference in what you're saying. You said you felt forced. I don't force people to take a plea. I gave you the option. I said you could take a NOLO plea.
Let me ask you this.
Go to trial. Sir, what you need now? If you want to appeal my decision, you may, but please understand that the appellate court will see the video.
Okay. That's fine.
All right. So head on down to the second floor for me. Let's not belabor this, sir.
A driver with a clean record insisted he stopped, right up until his own dash cam proved otherwise, and he was honest enough to admit it on the stand. Judge Hayward stayed patient through every forced complaint and let the evidence do the talking instead of cutting him off. I'm siding with the judge. On this one, she gave him every chance to make his case. Was doubling his fine for going to trial the right call, though? Let us know in the comments. That's a wrap on another epic case, and honestly, I have so many more where that came from. Drop a comment and tell me what you thought, and make sure you're subscribed to Court with Mia so you never miss the next one. See you there.